In today's lesson, we're going to write a love letter. And when you click on it, it'll open up and show you what it says. So let's start out by calling it love letter. Okay, so again, we don't need the cat, so we can get rid of the cat first off. What we do need is a love letter. So let's open up a character so where we can paint. And we want to fill it with white. We're going to make a page. So this is the fill color. We want it to fill with white. This is the outline. We want it to be outlined in black. We want to make a rectangle for a page. So we'll just click here and make a nice big page. Okay. Now we're going to paint our message. But we need to paint it black. So we need to set this back to black. So then we'll do I L I'm going to end it with an E. Y-O-U. And you got to put a couple of exclamation marks just for good. Just to make it nice and loud. Okay, there's our love letter. We'll put it right here in the middle. Now, we want it to start off kind of hidden inside of an envelope. So what we're going to do is first we're going to make it small. Instead of size 100, we'll set the size to 10. Okay, now it's nice and small. And now we're going to make a new sprite. This time we're going to make our envelope. So we need to go back to filling it with white. Set this back this way. We can make our rectangle. We don't need to make it so big this time. Something like that. And then we can draw little lines to make it look more like an envelope. There we go. It looks like an envelope. And again, we want to move it to where it's on top of that. Okay, now let's write the code. What do we want it to do? First, we want it to, when we click on it, we want the letter to move down maybe so that we can see what's behind it. So there's a thing here in events that says when this sprite clicked. Let's move that onto the stage. And when the sprite is clicked, we want it to move down like this, maybe down at the bottom. Once you move that down there and you go over here to motion, there's a go to 6, 128. It doesn't really matter what they are. It fills it in for you with wherever you have it. So that will make it go right there. Okay, so let's try it. Well, it ran, but it's already there. So there's not, we need it to, when we say start, to start right here, right? Okay, so then we need to go back to our events and say when we start everything, then we should go to that position. Okay, so it does that. And when we click on it, it moves down. Doesn't look too great, does it? Just kind of pops down there. We want it to move. So instead of go to, there's another one that's glide 1 second to this position. So let's try that instead of just go to it, where it just goes immediately. So we'll put that one away. All right, let's try it again. So start, and when we click on it, it goes down. That looks better. Okay, so let's put it back up there. Now, okay, once it goes down, we also want this to kind of get bigger, right? And take up the whole screen. So we need to change over to our love letter. And we need to say Well, first, let's say when it's clicked, we want it to be this size, and we want it, when we start, we want it to be this size, and we want it to be right there, right? So let's say go to wherever you are right now, and in looks, there's a set size to, and we only want it to be 10, like it is right now. So when we say start, it'll be hidden. We'll go down like this. So that means, well, when we click this, this isn't being clicked. This is being clicked. So I think we need to go back over here. We need to have the envelope send something. It's going to send a message. So it should broadcast when this spread is clicked, broadcast a message, and then move down. What should it broadcast? Let's call it open letter. Okay, so we're going to broadcast open letter, and it's going to move down. So now we can come back over here and say, when I receive open letter, then I should, what? Set my size to 100%. So they get big, and set my position to, I guess the position is fine where it is. So now let's give that a try. Okay, so everything's reset. When we click this, the letter got big way too fast. So we need to have that happen over a little bit of time. So instead of just set size to 100%, we want it to do a loop where the size gets bigger and bigger and bigger, right? Okay, so we're going to go over here and say repeat until. Repeat until the size gets up to 100%, right? So our operator is, so this little kind of triangle looking thing is less than. This is greater than, this is less than. So we want to say repeat until the size is greater than, I guess, let me see. Hold on, is there set size? Is there a size? Yes, there is a size here. So we're going to say times, wait until, okay, yeah. Repeat until size is equal to 100. So we're going to put this here. Repeat until size is 100. And we're going to say set the size to size plus 10. Or maybe plus 5, so it goes a little bit slower. So size plus 5. So it's going to say set the size to whatever it is plus another 5. So that should grow it. So let's give that a shot. Click this. Hey, it got bigger. That was pretty quick. So let's make it go a little slower. Instead of 5, let's make it do 3. Let's try that. That looks pretty good. Although, at that point, I kind of want the letter to go on top of the envelope, right? So let's say that when it receives open letter, it should jump to the front. So go to front layer. Let's try that. When we click on it, I love you. See, it looks like the letter came out of the envelope. That's pretty good. All right, I think that ought to do it. Then we can just say, do that. Uh-oh. Now the letter is still showing up on top of it. And why is that? Because I hit start, but it was in the front layer because of this. So we need to make sure that when we hit start, it goes to the back layer so that everything goes back to the way it should be at the beginning. So now let's try that. We hit start, hey, and it went to the back. Great. So every time we start, it'll look just like this, and then you can make it full screen, and you say, hey mommy, come click on the envelope. She'll click on it, and then she'll smile. All right, that's it for this. Let's save it, and I guess we're done. Have fun.